All right, guys, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Emily Frisella TV. Thank you to all of you that subscribe and are enjoying it. And like I said, anytime you guys have any comments or anything, comment below and I will get back to you. So something that I wanted to show you guys that I get some requests on are what are my favorite kitchen tools and gadgets to use. And it was kind of like little, not the obvious things, but things that will be just like good little helpers in your kitchen to kind of make things a little bit smoother, or just some, favorites that I have. So I'm gonna go ahead and get right into it. So one of my favorites is, this is like a meat crusher is what it basically is. It helps to break meat apart when you're cooking like ground turkey, ground beef or ground chicken. You are frying it up and then you use this little star you can see, and you just literally just crush it like this, and it makes it really nice and fine and breaks all those little chunks up instead of having to sit there with your spatula breaking it all up. So it's just like a neat little thing. I got this actually from Pampered Chef years ago, but I do know you can find them at like with Pampered Chef or like Bed Bath & Beyond, and I think Target also has these. So that's just kind of like my little favorite for with cooking meat. Next are just having a good silicone spatula and spoon. This is, there are like the nylon products and things like this, but I like these because they're a little bit softer. So if you're using your nonstick cookware, you don't have to worry about, scraping it so much and then you're gonna scratch that surface or anything like that. And these are just something that I really, I use all the time, and I really prefer these just because they do make sure that my nonstick cookware is in good hands and doesn't get butchered, basically. And then of course, with clean eating, flexible dieting, macros, all that jazz, a food scale. This isn't just any food scale. It is my favorite food scale I've ever owned in the history of food scales. It's the OXO brand. I got it at Bed Bath & Beyond. It's like $49, but little tip, you guys know I like to save money. Bed Bath & Beyond, they will take expired coupons. So anytime you get those 20% off or $5 off coupons, save those things because you can use them all the time, no matter how old they are. So you can buy this, you can get it for about 40 bucks after you use the 20% off coupon. What I like about this is that it's an 11-pound scale. A lot of food scales are like 3-pound scales, which is fine, but I like this one because it has let me turn it on first. That's a key. Make sure you turn it on before you try to show people what it does. But it's got the little light up screen on it, and what I like most is that the display pulls out. So at night when I'm weighing our food out for dinner, I can set my dinner plate on top of this and still be able to have this far enough out where I can see what I'm measuring. And then it just snaps back in. It measures in grams, ounces, pounds. And because, like a lot of times with food scales, what happens is you put your plate on it to weigh it, but the plate overshadows the actual readout. So then you can't, you don't see exactly what the weight is. So you're like playing a game where you're trying to sneak in there and see it. So this is the OXO brand from Bed Bath & Beyond. Like I said, $49.99 before coupon. So I highly recommend that because a lot of you guys that follow me are into a healthy lifestyle. And the importance with weighing your food out is that you get accurate measurement, because if it says measure a cup out, a lot of times that's going to be a rounded cup for people because they want to be a little more generous with what they're eating, but they still trick themselves into thinking it's only a cup when actually you could be eating a quarter or even half of an extra serving that way. So you're not going to see the results as quickly because you're going to wonder what the hell's going on, but really you're over measuring your food. So having a scale to weigh it out on is really handy. And also if you're baking in large batches, you can actually weigh the food instead of sitting there taking so many measurements and things like that. So the next item is, if you guys have seen me make zoodles or zucchini noodles, I like this. It's called a veggetti, which I sound like it doesn't sound perverted, Adam? Yeah, it sounds a little perverted when you say, you want to check out my veggetti? And anyway, so this is a veggetti. It's on Amazon. Veggtti, I think is how they spell it. But it's got a coarse, so you make larger noodles, or like a fine angel hair type pasta. And all you literally do is take the zucchini, stick it in there like you're sharpening a pencil, and then the noodles just come out. There are like hand crank ones that you can get on Amazon as well for like $30. I think this is like $9. And if you don't make them a whole lot, this is a nice tool to have. It doesn't take up a lot of room in your kitchen. But I actually did just invest in the hand crank one because we're eating so many zucchini noodles, and after cranking it so much, I'm getting like carpal tunnel. So I decided to get the big one, but this is a great one for you guys just to have in the kitchen if you don't have a lot of room or you just don't eat them that often. All right, next. If you guys have ever seen my video that I posted on the Fit Home and Health Facebook page, it's been a while back. It was actually a Snapchat that I did that I made into like a little video clip. So you can go watch that after you watch this video and see what the hell I'm talking about. But as far as cooking chicken, a lot of times people, they can't grill chicken properly, or they have a hard time with it because, you know, a chicken breast is skinny on the bottom and then it goes up and it's thicker at the top. Well, when you try to grill that, what happens is that this bottom skinny portion gets done way before this thicker portion does, but you have to keep it cooking to cook the big portion. So then half your chicken breast, the skinny part, gets way overcooked, rubbery, it just loses flavor, and you're basically chewing on sawdust by the time it's done. So the key is, and like I said, go watch that video. I put mine in a plastic bag or in saran wrap, and that way I can just open, you know, kind of fold it like a little sandwich. Put your chicken breast in, fold the saran wrap on top of it, and I use a meat tenderizer, this flat edge, and I pound it out until it's even thickness. So it's about usually like a quarter or a half inch, or just until that chicken breast is even. And then you always grill your chicken over medium heat. You don't want to do high heat. You want to allow it medium, slower and better, and it's going to make it more juicy. And the pounding out will literally change your life with the way you eat chicken, because if you eat healthy, you know you eat probably a lot of protein, which is a lot of times chicken breast. So this is a meat tenderizer that, again, I got from Pampered Chef. I used to sell that eons ago just because I loved kitchen gadgets so much. I was like, I'll just sell it so I can get them for free. And that's basically how I got a lot of my kitchen stuff. And it's probably, you know, this is probably 12 years old or so, but they do still have it. But why I like this one is it's flat for just pounding out the chicken breast, like I said. But the handle unscrews, and then, whoops, oh, the ring goes on there. And then you can screw it into this side, so you actually have the like teeth marks for the for tenderizing. This is another tool that looks perverted, doesn't it? I got my Vegetti. I got this weird thing. So yeah, meat tenderizer, huh?
Oh,
I know, X-rated cooking show here. So that's something I highly recommend as well. Okay, next are, a good set of bowl and colanders. I actually got these at Home Goods. If you guys are, you know, new, you just, you know, Adam just got a new place. I told him, I said, go to Home Goods for stuff for your house, for kitchen stuff. I love that place. But I got these, I think they're like 14 bucks. And it's the OXO brand as well that Bed Bath & Beyond sells. But this is a 3-piece bowl set, but it's actually 6 pieces because every bowl has its own colander or strainer or whatever you want to call it that fits inside. So the reason I like this is because I use the little one all the time for berries. So if I get like blackberries, whatever kind of berry, I can just rinse them out here, and then I can set it in here and cover it and put it in the fridge and know that basically it's going to keep that moisture off the berries, which is going to help them keep, you know, good longer instead of having that moisture set on the berries, and then it gets kind of gross and they start to mold earlier and things like that. And also this set, I did forget, I didn't get it out, but they all came with lids too if you just need to use like a lid and bowl. But my favorite part about this set is that all the bowls have this silicone base on the bottom. So basically if you have it on your counter and you're mixing in it, it's not going to move around on you because it's got a good grip on it. So, but if you don't have something like that, a silicone oven mitt, I know you guys have seen those, or like the pot holders, those are great to set underneath your bowls whenever you're mixing too, to help minimize the amount of movement. And I also love those things. Let me just grab one. Time out. So here's what I'm talking about. These silicone hot pads, oven mitts, whatever you want to call them. But these are great to put underneath bowls and things like that to keep them from shifting. But if you're going to like a potluck or you're, you know, traveling, you have food in the car, no matter what it is, hot, cold, anything, I always put this down in the car, or I use drawer liners, like you get at like the dollar store, like a little rubber thin grip things you put in your drawers so your knives and silverware trays and stuff like that don't slide around. That's always great too, to have like a larger sheet of it. And put your bowl or your pan, whatever you're taking to that potluck and ride in your car, have it on this, because then if you hit the brakes, your pan isn't sliding around if you have it on the floorboard, or for me, I put it in the back of my car. So that's a really good little tip to use for transporting food too. So, okay, next is this little magic tube that when I showed this on Snapchat, I remember someone said, this is like voodoo witch magic, because this is a garlic peeler. It's just a silicone little tube, and you can get these, usually grocery stores are carrying them now. They're usually like $2 to $3. I got this one from Pampered Chef. And what you do is you take your clove of garlic, or your, you have a bulb of garlic, and the little things are clove on there, if you didn't know that. So you put your clove of garlic in here, and then all you do is put it on the table, and you would just roll it back and forth, and then you would pour it out, and then your garlic clove is completely peeled, and you have all the peelings in here, and then you just kind of like tap it into your trash can and it goes out. That way it eliminates you from having to pick that skin off of there or getting your hands on it and getting that garlic smell on your hands, which if you do get garlic smell on your hands, use some lemon juice, either fresh or bottled, and just kind of spray it on there and like do this and rub them together, and then it'll take that garlic smell away and you can wash your hands and you'll all be good again. All right, next up, these are measuring cups, which you can see they're not just like classic measuring cups. They have these really long handles on them. I got these at Home Goods. I've seen them at Hobby Lobby before. I have seen them at Bed Bath & Beyond as well. So they go from 1 cup, there's half a cup, quarter cup, and an eighth of a cup. The reason I like the long handles on these is because I use big like Tupperware containers to hold all my flowers and things like that. Well, instead of me having to get in there with my whole hand and get the cup to shake it off a little bit and then use my knife to level it out, these are nice because you can get into a bag like that Bob's Red Mill brand. They come in the little skinny bags. Sometimes those are hard to get in there when you first get the when you first open it up because it's so full. So I like these just because they allow you to get in there and you can kind of like scrape them on the side of the container and then pull it out. Just, I don't know, they're just very convenient. I just fell in love with them when I saw them. So, all right, another Pampered Chef item. I swear they're not paying me for this promo. I just love their stuff. These are available also at Bed Bath & Beyond. And quit laughing at me, Adam. He's behind the camera laughing. He's like, I just had back. So anyway, these are for measuring your dries, liquids, solids, everything. They're measuring cups. The reason these, if you cook with peanut butter, mayonnaise, honey, things like that that aren't a solid consistency, they're more of a semi-solid, they're kind of a pain in the ass to get into a measuring cup and make sure you have it in there all right, and then you gotta dig it back out. So the reason with these are a 1 cup and a 2 cup. They're the same thing, just depends on what size you need. So you would have it turned up like this, and then you could pour in your liquid, whatever you have, and you can see there's measurements. It's cups, ounces, teaspoons, tablespoons, and also milliliters. So you have the full measurement here. Then if you want to, and it's got a key code. So for blue, it's dry. I say for liquids, this side up. And then for your dried or solid, you'll see it's in red, and it measures the same exact way. But this is why I love these for like peanut butter, because I make protein bars and protein balls a lot, which uses peanut butter and honey. You just push down in the middle, and you just pull this down until, let's say we need a half a cup of peanut butter. You would spatula and scoop your peanut butter in here, and then all you do is you put over your bowl, you push in, you could scrape this off, and you get every ounce of peanut butter into that recipe. And nobody wants to waste peanut butter. So this is something that I absolutely love. And then as far as cleaning it, it's real easy. It just comes apart, put it in your dishwasher on the top rack, you're done. All right. Next, another Pampered Chef item, but also again available at Bed Bath & Beyond. Home Goods has them sometimes. Is a food chopper. I love like chopping almonds. I do a lot of like sriracha chicken. If you guys have my cookbook, The Fresh Farmhouse Kitchen, which actually I've never shown that on my channel. Here's my cookbook. It's clean eating comfort food. There's a recipe in here. It's sriracha chicken, and it uses crushed sriracha flavored almonds, or I like the jalapeno as well. And all I do is you just pour them in here, put the top on, and then, we've all seen these commercials, like you just chop them down until they're the desired thickness that you want. And the reason I like it with this little mat is because it keeps it all contained. You don't have to have another cutting board or anything like that to use this. And then again, super easy to clean, just comes apart, this slides out, this pops out, little butterfly effect there, top rack of your dishwasher, and you're done. So the food chopper is something I highly recommend for chopped nuts. You can chop candy for like holiday baking and things like that. Garlic, it's great for chopping garlic because it's so quick. You just, chop it maybe 5 or 6 times and your garlic is really nice and minced. I use it for onions a lot, peppers, making salads, things like that. It's wonderful for. And this isn't really a gadget, but it's more of a knife. Like one thing I highly, highly recommend to people, and I get questions about what brand of knives I recommend. There's no, I don't recommend one over the other. This is a Global knife. And then this is like a Shunkai knife. I don't know if that's how you say it. That's how I say it. But anyway, these are both just great chef's knives. Investing in a good chef's knife is going to be key for you guys, because if you have a nice, sharp knife, it's safer in the kitchen. Dull knives are when you get cut, when accidents happen, things like that. I sharpen my knives about every 2 weeks. And then also once a year, you can take them to like a knife sharpening person. Sometimes grocery stores have like a little guy out there that you can wait while they sharpen your knives, or people just do it. They have like a knife shop. It's very, very minimal charge to have them professionally sharpened instead of just using like your regular block that you would use to sharpen it at home. That's going to keep your knives, the life of them, a lot longer. And like I said, the sharp knives are the safe knives. They're going to cut through things a lot easier. It's going to make cooking more enjoyable because there's nothing more that is a pain to me than when I'm trying to cut something and it just, the knife is, I'm like hacking on it instead of actually just being able to slice it. So if your knives won't cleanly and safely cut through a tomato, which is very tender and soft, we know, then you need to get those knives sharpened. So that's your test. All right, next is a bamboo salt container. Got these on Amazon. It was a set of 2 for like $9. I have one that has pink Himalayan sea salt and one that has sea salt. These are nice because they look nice sitting out, and I have them by my stove, and I cook with sea salt a lot. So they're just easy to open up, sprinkle on, be done with it, and there's actually like a little bitty magnet that kind of helps close them up. So, all right. Next are these great little contraptions. I don't know if you guys have ever seen these. There's a million little flowers and colors and things like that. I have some sunflowers. I have a 9x13 like lily pad like this. So if you don't want to use saran wrap all the time on your stuff, or if you, these are ideal too if you do like outdoor, if you have parties and you have a bowl of fruit or chips or whatever it is. Otis wants his cameo. He's barking for you guys. We knew it was going to happen sooner or later. So these are ideal for that because the way you use these, I'll use a tiny one for this, is you use the one that's kind of the size of your bowl. You're going, let's say I had fruit in this outside. I want to keep the flies, the mosquitoes, the bugs away, things like that. But I don't want to have it covered with saran wrap, and everybody has to keep undoing the saran wrap, wrapping it back up. So these little guys, and they're great for even in your fridge, you just put them on top of here, and then basically it suctions your bowl. So they're so handy. Again, Bed Bath & Beyond has these, but it's just nice because then all you gotta do is lift it up, get your food out. You can close it again, but then again, they're not going to spill out and things like that. So they're great for keeping in your fridge, keeping your berries and things like that, not having a lot of saran wrap and stuff like that. And like I said, they're available in a million sizes. So, and they make great gifts too if you know somebody that cooks a lot or entertains a lot. Those are ideal. You gotta show them the little thing that I did. You go, it's like, I feel like I'm an infomercial. Call now and you won't just get this, you'll get this one for free too. Don't really call. I don't have those for sale. All right, next one. This is a pot strainer. Okay, so you boil noodles or you have ground beef or ground turkey in a pan and you want to strain it, but you don't want to have a big colander or strainer in your sink. So with this one, which I don't have a big pot out here, but all you do is there's little lips on this. You would just push your pan on there and you'd be able to pour out and drain your meat, drain your veggies, things like that, or drain your pasta and not have to have a colander. And this is nice because it is very slimline. It's not going to take up a lot of storage in your cabinets. And it's just something that I use. I use this constantly, a lot of times for meat, because with this double-sided here, I'm able to hold the pot and turn it over at the same time. All right, speaking of colanders, this is another one, Bed Bath & Beyond Fine. It pops out so it'll fit in my sink. I have a large restaurant-style sink, and so this fits across it. But what I like is that it pops out, and I can wash my lettuce, gravy, anything you need to wash and drain. It holds it up well for you, and then when you're done, all you have to do is just, it's really easy. Pop it back into place. Again, it's slimline, so it slides into your cabinet really easy, and it's just dishwasher safe, so it doesn't take up a lot of room. Last but not least, again, not a tool, but an item that I use all the time. I told you guys about my grilled chicken. This is my grill pan. Again, Pampered Chef item. I always tell people, check out Home Goods for these because you can get a really nice grill pan, a non-stick grill pan there for usually like $20 or $30 tops. So with the grill pan, I like this because it grills your chicken great, burgers, things like that, and it keeps the fat off of the meat. So with those little grill pan grooves in it, the fats are able to drain to the bottom, and it keeps it off of your meat and separated from that. So that's, I mean, that's really it, guys. Those are my favorite tools. I could show you everything that I had when Adam got here, and he's like, do you have enough? You're showing a lot of stuff, but I knew it would go quick. So yeah, so those are my favorite tools. If you have any questions about any of them, leave me a comment, shoot me a message. Find me on Snapchat, Emily Frisella, Instagram, Emily Frisella, Facebook, Fit Home and Health. And again, if you guys have any questions about the cookbook too, feel free to reach out to me. And I'm happy to help you guys. So thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you next week.